When the very first thing you do to promote your new film or series or any form of entertainment is insult the very same fan base that it should be targeted towards, it's probably not going to end up well for you. And that's the situation with HBO Max's Velma. Starring Mindy Kaling as a self-insert race-swapped Velma, this was doomed from the beginning. A couple months ago, that first trailer got ratioed, and then a day before it released, they put out this video on HBO Max YouTube channel, 3.9 million views, 246,000 dislikes to 9.2 thousand likes. It's getting demolished because people knew what this would be. And after everything we saw yesterday, the terrible audience scores, today it's continuing to get worse. Velma is down to a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. 9%. It's down to single digits. And it's not like the critics really love this thing. Only 14 of them have actually gone through the effort to review this series, and it's 50-50. And it's at the point now where the mainstream media can't ignore something like this. Even they're admitting that this is getting wrecked. HBO Max's Velma is getting absolutely savaged in reviews and online. This is from Paul Tassi over on Forbes. Velma always seemed like a bit of an odd experiment, a reimagining of Scooby-Doo in adult animation format where the danger is real and the jokes are more crass. It could have worked, but by all accounts, it doesn't. Not at all. The first 2 episodes of Velma have arrived on HBO Max. They haven't really impressed critics, but audience reviews, those are brutal. Currently, Velma is reviewed with a very poor for HBO Max, 50% from critics, and only has a 9% from hundreds of audience scores. Before you hop in and say, well, this is people review bombing the show because it made the cast more diverse, that's kind of one of the weirdest things here. Velma seems like it's upsetting both sides of its potential audience. And that's true. I have seen people on both sides come out and criticize this thing. Obviously, if you have half a brain and you understand why this show was created the way it was for self-insert characters, to make Velma South Asian, to make Shaggy, well, erase Shaggy entirely, right? Shaggy is now a black dude named Norville, who ends up getting addicted to pot. Very progressive. And of course, race swap Daphne as well. Fred is a rich, stupid white dude who's upset that he has a small dick. Everything about this screams identity politics. And when your very first message to the fans is by making fun of them, by trolling them, by basically insulting the very same fans who you should be catering to, who you should be making this for, yeah, people aren't gonna like that. And you can see, look at the IMDb scores. Look at all the ones there. Look at all the ones. Holy shit, that looks pretty freaking bad for Velma. But to Paul Tassi's point, he is right. There are some people who have looked at the identity politics and said this is ridiculous, and then they've watched the show and said this is cringe and terrible. But there are other people on the woke side of things who say this is not okay. If you watch the show itself, it almost looks like it's poorly making fun of shows that do diversity castings. It's led to what you might have assumed would be a more left-leaning fan base for the show to accuse creator Mindy Kaling of actually making it a conservative project, as people cite past comments she's made and things like her recent J.K. Rowling tweets as evidence of our personal views. Velma is extremely not good. It reads like a right-wing YouTuber's clumsy understanding of what a diverse show is, which, given that its showrunner's Mindy Kaling, who has faced criticism for transphobia and once described herself as conservative, kind of makes sense. Yes, because remember, Mindy Kaling, you're part of the woke mob now. You're the one who's doing these race swaps. If you liked a tweet from J.K. Rowling, well, now you're permanently considered a transphobe. The backlash continues to get worse for Velma. I imagine it's only a matter of time before we see the far left activists come out with new articles saying toxicity, racist, homophobes, all that stuff, blaming anyone and everyone who doesn't hate it and just saying they're a bigot. But for right now, the bloodbath we saw yesterday for Velma has just continued to get worse and worse, now down to 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nearly everybody, regardless of your political affiliation, despises this series. And I can only imagine it's going to continue to get worse. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.